journals. Like, follow, share, subscribe, you know the drill. 27 of you guys on here. See, the comments have already started flooding in. Did you enjoy that one? If you did, let us know. Get involved in the conversation. 3-0, walk in the park. Nice and easy for Newcastle United. Taking the initiative back in the Champions League chase. Putting the pressure on at least. Very winnable game. Proved to be so. Ipswich relegated to the Championship. What more to say? What more to say? Tell you what, I'm going to grab him. Jordan Cronin's about to walk past us, right? Come on the live for a second. I know, you got to go and see Eddie, I know. Just let the live audience, before I come into the... There he is, he's alive. Thoughts?
It was easy in the end, I suppose. First off, wasn't. First off was a bit of a physical, feisty battle, wasn't it? Ipswich, as I said to you, if I'd have played that way all season, might give themselves a chance, given how physical they were. Julio and Senzio was a bit of a pain in the backside. Sam Morsey certainly was as well.
You hear them in the background there.
Yeah. So that first was really difficult. I thought it was a tough test, but Newcastle getting the goal before half time, as I say, set them up for the second half. And once Dan Burn heads in for 2-0, it's contest over. Eddie Howe makes changes. Will Osula comes on, gets his first Premier League goal. So yeah, really.
Right, I'm gonna. So, do you want my? I suppose I've asked Jordan who I thought was man of the match, and I've got to say I'm going to concur with that. I thought Kieran Trippier was excellent today. Look, limited opposition. You've got to take that all into account, but it was one of those, really assured performances from a really experienced footballer who. Just get yourself past me.
Aye.
All right.
What do you think of it? 3-0.
What's that?
What do you think of it?
The game. That was alright. Walk in the park, wasn't it?
What could do was to walk in the park?
That was, aye. Chaos for 15 minutes the first half, but it was walk in the park, aye.
Penalties the difference, boys.
Aye.
He's on there.
I thought Trippier, I'm just saying on here, Trippier was excellent today.
Brilliant.
He is, aye.
Penalties the difference, boys. Sorry.
No, I've got to go back. Just chatting to somebody here in the background. Just having a conversation here in the press box. I thought Trippier was my man of the match. I thought Livermore had a really good 60-70 minutes or so. Harvey Barnes was lively enough. I was pleased to see Anthony Gordon get in. He keeps coming into games unable to affect them because it's either it's a dead one way or the other. Probably the same a little bit for Wilson, but I think you've got to say that cameo from Osula. Really, these boys who are trying to talk to me are getting wrong here. I think he shifted out. Yeah, we're gone. Oh, I guess I'm a bit different. They're getting shifted, yeah. Out you go, boys. A couple of Irish lads, I think they've had a bit too much to drink. Anyway. They just don't want to leave St James's Park. They just don't want to leave. I'll give you a little spin around. I can't remember where I was at now. You just like to see a little bit of what's going on. St James's. The place we all know and love. There it is in all its splendour. Don't go asking us where we are. I've just told you. Right. I thought the two full-backs were excellent. Gordon and Wilson can't really affect it, but Osula did. It was nice to see him come on and show a bit of energy, show a bit of willing. Decent header. Could have another one with these little jinking runs and set overs. Game was dead, obviously, so you don't want to judge. You can't judge too much, but good cameo. Good to see him get off the mark because that was that monkey on his back, really, that he was walking around carrying, that he hadn't scored a top flight goal for Sheffield United, then Newcastle United. So it was nice to see him get that. And a positive afternoon, up to third. Routine, tougher days to come. I think that's probably the reason why everyone's a bit sort of reserved about it, is that we know that in this Champions League race there are much tougher days to come. Newcastle United, of course, got Brighton next week, which they're going to have to go and get something. No doubt about it. Then Chelsea here, and that's a must-win game. If you want to be in the Champions League next season, you've got to win. You've got to beat Chelsea. You've got to make sure, in my opinion, avoid defeat. I would say at Brighton next week, even though a win, of course. If you want to take the initiative and continue with the control of the situation, you've got to go and win at Brighton, haven't you? But the struggles Newcastle have had there over the years, again, particularly in Premier League against Brighton, both home and away, I would probably take a draw if you offered us it now next Sunday. I know that's probably not the most progressive and positive of kind of predictions, but I would, because then I think if you beat Chelsea at home, then you're right in the driving seat. Another tough game at Arsenal. They'll want to give one to Newcastle, I'm sure. But then you've got Everton at home, so you win your 2 other home games and get something at Brighton. I think they'll get there, and I think that'll be enough for a game-changing summer. Right, I'm going to jump in the comments. I've waffled on. I've been all over the shop. Shall I give you a little view of, can you see players? That was, who we got now? Can you see? Miley and Longstaff doing their shuttles, warm downs, whatever they do at the end of the game. I'm not a physio or a technical in those respects, but they're doing something. Right, I'm going to go back in to the comments, because we know from last week you get booted. Premier League rules, football club rules, wherever we seem to go, we get cut short these days, which is such a shame, because these lives, as we all used to know, used to last 45 minutes and longer sometimes. I remember doing one at Burnley last year, which was well over an hour, and it was great fun with you guys. So do jump in the comments if you've got anything to say, if you want anything addressed in the wider video, the analysis video that we're going to be doing in probably the next hour or so, and we'll get that up as quick as we possibly can. That'll be with Dom Skirt and Jordan Cronin as well. But let us know if there's any topics you want addressed or talked about in there. Drop us a message. Right, Blip 2012. First in the comments today, he wins a prize. Don't need to get out for it. Space Station here, we know, mate. Moving on up. Great to see Eddie back and Osula score. Back on track. Starship signing off. You know what? I've talked for the last 7-8 minutes, possibly with a little interruption. Welcome interruption. Get me bloody words out from Jordan Cronin. But I've even mentioned the fact that Eddie Howe's back in the dugout. And he's going to have a much. He played largely second fiddle, I thought, today. Which was all right after being out. Jason Tyndall took the initiative from the box down here. But that won't be the case at Brighton, because he's picked up his 3rd booking. Don't know what it was for, I'm sure we'll find out, but he's picked up his 3rd booking of the season. And according to my esteemed colleague Jordan Cronin alongside us, that means he will now face a Premier League ban. So it'll be all Eddie at Brighton next week, which probably wasn't the kind of thing they wanted to happen, but these things can happen in football. There's the players again, that's Wilson going through the paces with the players there. Right, Don, get in. Another 3 points close to the Champions League. It is, mate, it is. And I'm pleased they put the pressure on. It was it was a game on paper that had to be 3 points, and they've went and done the job and done it quite easily. DEC, Dan Burns, slam dunks Ipswich down to the Championship. He certainly did. I've got to be honest, they were a bit arsey at times a day, Ipswich on the pitch, and like as Jordan said, if they'd shown that kind of fight all season, they might have been a bit better off, but I don't really take any pleasure. I think that's 3 seasons in a row Newcastle of relegated teams. They definitely did it at Burnley a couple of years ago, wasn't it? Or was that last year? No. Sheffield United last year, was it? They definitely relegated a couple of teams in the last few years. I don't really take any particular pleasure from it, unless it would be somebody that you didn't particularly like, but no animosity. Had a good following today. But they were roughhousing it a bit in the middle of the pitch, and you know, dispatch you back to go and say hello to Sunderland as Newcastle fans were singing. Jules, good evening, all welcome. Great result today, keeps us well on track. Please remember to click the like and subscribe to the Geordie Journals channel. Jules knows the crack. Please do. Shares hi all. Simon Road, great result, should have probably been more, but a win and 3 points is all that matters. Referee and VAR shocking today, should all be sacked in the morning. That was one thing. Without it being an absolutely blistering performance, when you actually look back on the major chances created in that first half, Newcastle United absolutely walked it. I need to see it again, but I have no idea how that Bruno goal is disallowed. I thought when I'd seen it live that he stepped in to the keeper. Then when I've watched it again, he just turns his back and holds his position. Lunacy that was given taken off Bruno. Then there was a few other little niggly bits of decisions, and the Tonali hit the bar, didn't he? And a few others. It was easy enough. It was a couple off the line. I think Bruno had one off the line, and yeah, it was a walk in the park largely. Just Newcastle weren't converting the chances in that first half, and of course they did. In the second, Simon Rudd, great result. Should have been more. I've just said that one, Liam. Come on. Where are we at? We had Shez. Oh no, you're all talking among each other, and I do love to see it. The Geordie Journals community. Graham Dockley, nice to see Crazy Boy will get his first Prem goal. It was nice to see Crazy Boy. I assume you mean Will Osula. Paul Chollerton, 4.99. Great result. So pleased for Osula. Paul. Love it. Brilliant. I'll give you the heart. Thanks so much, mate, for any contributions like that. It's just amazing, because it all stays in the channel, goes in the channel. What it's probably going to do is any money donated for us now, probably, I say probably, I know it's definitely going to. We work for a company called National World, and budgets only stretch so far with National World. We do manage to get all the domestic home and away games. The away ones, as you know, anybody who's followed the channel all the way along, we've got all the Champions League games largely paid for by the company, but that was some of those trips had to be forked out from the money made from these videos. That will also be the case in the summer. Japan, last summer, where I managed to get the 2 lads over from National World. Obviously I have a little bit of a managerial position at the company, managed to get the lads over with a little bit of sponsorship and things like that. It's going to be another challenge to get them to Singapore next year. So like I say, anything that goes in the pot, like Paul Charlton's $4.99, that's not a beg for anybody, by the way, don't mind, but any money that goes in the pot and any money we make off these videos through the ads that you see and things like that, which I know you don't always like, all just stays in the channel, and it will pay for at least those 2 lads to go to Singapore, I would imagine, although I haven't done the sums yet and the planning, but anything goes into it, and if not, there'll be Champions League or Europa League or whatever next season to get all over there. Phil Cross thought we were poor him. Not being Mr. Negative, but we should have battered them in Ipswich, more like league switch. I'm not getting it. Maybe not. Phil, I don't think you're being Mr. Negative. I don't think it was hardly a vintage performance. Type of game that you'd hope Newcastle would have put them to the sword, but I can't complain. They've gone up to third. You know, didn't seem to suffer any injuries. A couple of players came back. Will Osula had a nice little cameo. They're going to have to be better than that at Brighton. I think there's no doubt about it. Blip 212 need to buy a MiFi, Liam. What's a MiFi? I don't know. Dale the Dolphin is Sula. Chris Phillips, away the lads. 2 more wins, enough for Champions League. Wait there, going back. Do you buy a MiFi? Can you hear us alright? I'm hoping you can hear us alright. I've got a new phone, not today, that I'm using. So that'll be in a, not paid for by the company or by the YouTube videos, by the way. So hopefully that'll give a little bit more camera quality next time, because I know when I focus in sometimes it's a bit crap, but I'm working on it. I'll get it all set up for next week. Chris Phillips, away the lads, 2 more wins, enough for Champions League with a draw. Job well done. I agree with that as well. Paul Davidson, what the F was VAR and the ref playing at today? Honking performance from the officials. DEC stream lagging for anyone else? Is this what you're talking about? Is it lagging? Apologies if it is. Don, £5, thanks lads. I've just done the chat there. Thanks so much, Don. Heart, finish off. Cheers, mate. Lagging, everyone's saying it's lagging. Are you still lagging? Are you still lagging now? I'm on the Wi-Fi of the club Wi-Fi. Let's double check. Yes, I am on the club Wi-Fi. Should I come off? Let me know now if you can. See how much I'm lagging. Let us know. Give us a like or a heart or something, just to let us know in the comments if I'm lagging, and I'll wait and see how long that takes to get through to you guys. Right, well, it's not too bad. I've seen a couple of hearts there. Anyway, where we are, it's proper glitching, Liam. You're having problems. Sorry about this. Geordie Dog, second half was like an attack v defence training game. It certainly was. Ali won. Not a classic. Trips and Tonali for me. Osula looking better, needs minutes. Likewise, Mali, I think so too. Blib 2-1-2. Trippier showing more form. Bit of a training match second half. Jules says get clicking the likes, please do. Isak, what I want. Ref needs some time in the lower divisions to learn what is a foul, a dive, and a rugby tackle. Look, he didn't affect the result. Yeah, I think that rugby tackle was from on Dan Burn from what's his name? The centre forward. His name's just gone up here, Delap, who I thought, you know, for that first 20 minutes, you could see he's a right player, no doubt about it. Rich Joblin, come on, Liam, prediction for first sign of summer. I have no idea. I haven't really heard that much, actually. I would tell you as if I knew something, and I always do when I hear things. Gary V, yes, I agree. Ref was the worst I've seen in St James's Park. Just St James's team. He needed that half-time whistle, didn't he? He really lost the plot. Jamie Kirkbride, greetings from Baku. Greetings. Graham Doherty, looks like Brighton just about scraped a win against the poor West Ham today. Now to fear there. I hope so too. It's just that Newcastle never performed there. That's kind of the problem that we have. DEC, what do you think of Willock? I thought he was very Joe Willock today. And take that as you will. Mandy Pyle, great result, but we need to keep winning. Certainly do. Fred Arthur, Fred from Ghana. Hello to Ghana. Shez, if this ref officiated a game against a better team, he could have cost us points. Needs sorting out. I thought he was really poor. Barry interest, Liam, is Delap worth our interest? Delap is worth Newcastle United's interest. However, I don't think he'll end up here at Newcastle United. That would be my prediction. The honest lad, Messi or Ronaldo? Messi or Ronaldo? I'm taking Isak, although he's not playing very well at the minute, even though he's still scoring goals. Shares your thoughts on Delap, Liam. Look, I thought he looks like, you know what? He played as an out-and-out 9 in a really tough position. I thought he ran the centre-halves all over for about 20-25 minutes. Good touch, quick on the ball, moves with it well. Physical, didn't want to be bullied by anybody. I quite liked him. I've seen him before, of course, but this is the first time seeing him live, and I thought he looks like a right handful. He not only looks like a right handful playing it as a 9, he looks mobile enough. He could probably play in a slightly different formation. He could play out wide as well. I think he could play him with Isak if you want to bring him to Newcastle United, but like I said, I don't necessarily think that's one that will happen. Rich Joblin, Liam, Delap, not the best advert for himself. Look quick though. I thought he was decent. Like I say, I think it was a really tough one, especially when they went down to 10. But I thought for that first 25 minutes, the touch, the movement, the spinning off defenders, the aggressiveness, I thought there was a lot I like about him, to be fair. Maybe I'll just disagree with you. Sammy Kim, Newcastle it is. Jonah on the radio. I lay him back to loving life again. Mate, I don't see a point in not loving life. If we're going to go deep here, I would say probably the last couple of years of my life has been one of the most challenging I've ever had, for various, 1,000,001 different reasons. Life throws up a lot of shit, but it's ultimately how you deal with it. And loving life, Newcastle United at times will throw up a bit of shit, but you've got to deal with it, move on. Last week was shit. This week was a better result. Let's put it that way. And next week you need a better performance. So, it's the measure of a man, I always think, isn't how, things are always going to happen. Bad things are always going to happen. Same as a football team, bad things are always going to come, no matter how good you are. The measure of a man, the measure of a team is how you deal with that crisis. And Newcastle United dealt with it all right today. Deep Geordie journals. Princess Sophie, does Liam Delap look like Mesut Ozil? I know what you're saying. I don't think he does look, but he's got that sort of, it's something up here, isn't it? It's this half, the part up here. B2, well done to Osula. Hopefully this is a start. This is a start of many for him. I hope so too. Princess Sophie, the lad's not clinical enough today. Probably not. Where we are, Colin Morton, brilliant result, could have been 10, should have been really. Macca 0629 _ now Ipswich are relegated. They are, down you go. Like I said, I don't really take any particular pleasure in all of that. Geordie tuned for life, all that matters is the win. We will beat Brighton. I hope you're right, mate. Put slap it on the camera. Slap what on the camera? What are you talking about? Shares. It used to be that you had to be a nutter to be a goalkeeper because you had to be brave. Now if someone blinks in their direction, the ref blows a whistle. I think that's fair, yeah. Danfa Dezillian, you in England? I am. This is the home of the mighty Newcastle Magpies, as we so often say on the Geordie Journals. Clover, I was screaming at the screen at the first half, but what a beautiful game. Eddie's back, Botman's back, Osula got a run, and his first PL goal for us. And we got to see Miley get some minutes. Yeah, I was pleased with that too. Geordie Tune for Life, Liam is a big boss. Big boss. Maybe. Where are we at? Colin Morton, great channel. Malu Canberra, Cristiano Ronaldo is the GOAT. Rich Joblin, any update on Joe Linton? Wait to see a specialist. So we'll see. But I wouldn't be too sure about seeing him anytime soon. But we'll see. Let's hope. Let's keep my fingers crossed for him. Barry Hogan, Liam, do you think this is Pope's last season at the Toon? I think that's a really difficult one to answer. Really difficult, that actually. I suspect not, if I had to put money on it. But you just never know. I think the goalkeeper situation is one that could have twists and turns this summer. It may have none at all. There may be absolutely nothing changes, but I think that would be a little bit of a surprise. There may be the case that, depending on budgets, etc., can they really afford to go big on a goalkeeper? You imagine James Trafford, unless there's a clause in there, which I've not heard anything to suggest there is, you would think that there's a, his expense, his price has gone up massively because of promotion. Colin Morton, is there a membership? No, but you know what? I was talking this week about launching a membership, and I know we've hinted at it for a little while. It's just about getting it right. We wanted to make sure we get it right, and ultimately for me, this channel grows organically. We're not pushing big on this and trying to flog you that and all this crap like others might do. Look, we've got a shop open, but we're not pushing it. We're not begging. We're never that. We never will be. And ultimately, if I'm going to launch a membership with the lads, we want to make sure we're able to give you something that's worthwhile. And I don't just mean a bloody pen. No, you know, you might get that as part of the membership. That's not saying it's rubbish, but I want to give you something meaningful. And we just need to work out the framework in which that will happen. And it might well be the case that we launch it this summer. We tried last summer, we couldn't work out with the lads what to do best, but I think there's a focus among the 3 lads now and other people who are helping on this process that we will get this membership sorted out, so fingers crossed. Where we at? El Staple and knee injury according to NUFC app. It is Sam AK, Man City 4, Newcastle 0 today. Shares no lagging anymore. Love it. Love it. Where are we at? Someone's telling us to call a plumber. Fine now. Good. Right. Thanks for all the comments. Let us know it's all alright. I feel like we've got a little bit longer out at Newcastle United today. There's been nobody trying to kick us out yet, but it'll come. Not lagging in Sydney, Mike Fraser. Hope it's good for you over there, mate. Mr. Soft Trump is so orange, his blood type is OJ. How are the tune? Jules the clothesline on Murphy, shocking. Blip 212, the glitch was only at the start, it picked up fairly well. Oh, it's good to hear. People not liking Joe, we'll look in the comments. Gary V was so pleased for Osula. Looked sharp and a handful, great to see Botman back too. Yeah, it definitely was. There's a man with some kind of Sanskrit writing. Oh, was it a man? Woman? Looks like a man, maybe. Sanskrit writing saying, how are you? I can't read your at. I can't read where you're commenting from, but I'm all right. We'll plough on. And Newcastle United, fingers crossed, I'll feel a lot better if we can secure Champions League football, because we know what that means. We know what that means, transforming this team. Isak, what I want, does Isak need a groin up, Liam? I don't think he's 100%, and I think more will come out on that as time goes on, but I think he's all right for now. Nathan Page, thoughts on potentially losing out to Cunha and Delap? I think Cunha's a bloke who can really unlock doors. He's probably somebody, in my opinion, who comes in for Joe Linton in games like this, where you need somebody to be between the lines, cause havoc and problems. He's got that real touch of quality about him as well, but he's a lunatic. He's absolutely mental the way he goes on. So I wouldn't really be that bothered if we lost out on him. Delap, I think, is probably a more reliable understudy if you're going to try and pick that out. Sven Botman, as you can see, he's going through all his paces here with the coaches. There's 2 Newcastle United coaches on either side. You'll see it here. Bringing a ball in there for Sven Botman to head away. They're doing like defensive drills, just getting him up to speed by the looks of it. A bit of insight there for you. Right. Dutch tune, how was Bruno's goal? I thought it wasn't. Shares Liam, serious footy question. I'm not sure this is going to be serious. Would you rather... Okay, would you rather? Get the likes in before I get this one and get involved. What would you rather? Right, Shez, you always come up with the goods, mate. Would you rather have testicles for toes and all your furniture be coffee tables, or would you rather only be able to eat peanuts but you are all gums? Right. I like peanuts, but I also like my teeth. So I probably can't do that, but I can't imagine playing football with testicles as my toes. That would be rather painful. Can I take the testicles on my left foot, because I don't use it much? And I do like to play football, by the way. Yeah, might not always show it, but I do play. Testicles for toes and all my furniture's coffee tables. You can sit on a coffee table as long as it's strong enough. Can you walk around with testicles as toes? Shez, what would you prefer? I think that's a hard one. Let us know in the comments what you guys would want. Right, Kjolaf, Chelsea fan here. Hope we both get UCL football. I think it's potential. I can't pick it. I genuinely can't pick. I have no idea now who will get those positions. Taha Thief. Hi, say my name. Say my name. Certainly did, mate. Don't know what it means, but I said it. Join on the radio, but always better when we win. It makes everything. It makes evening after the week after. Can't really get that one out. Jules, no politics, please. Now we don't want none of that, man. James Brighton, so pleased for Big Will getting his first goal. Shez is heading for the naughty step according to Gary V. Graham Doherty. Delap looked like he was enjoying the atmosphere. Does he know something? I don't think he does. Nemesis, it's a very beautiful stadium. It sound like, I probably didn't give you the full spin, but this is the big bit. It often impresses everybody. And that's the really old bit. That bit there in particular. Where are we at? JC Botman back, Eddie back. We've all said that one. The Popple Majors. Do we need Delap if we have Osula on the wings? Very similar players, huh? That's an interesting concept. Do you need him? Look, if the lad's progressing and can put in little cameos like that against better opposition, then you probably ask the same question. But I do think they need reinforcements in the forward areas. Did Glory, this is El Clasico, right? Not quite. Pobra Blaster, where is that stadium? Newcastle. Boring. Why Russia can't participate in football comp? What is this, man? Nemesis, the Azadi Stadium in Iran is beautiful. Never been. Surprisingly. John Quinn looking good. Manish, hi bro, hi mate. Football fan, hello. Jules, no spamming or duplicate comments, please. Yeah, that's fair. Shares, well done, mods. Best ones around. Oh, there must have been plenty of crap in here. You're doing your job well. You're not getting paid enough by the sounds of it. Potter Majors, this is a YouTube short. It tracks the wrong sort, in my opinion. Oh, sad to hear. Graham TC Travels, job done, 3 points. Clean sheet, should have scored more. Need 3 points next week, which will create good gap. Cunha fails Eddie's dickhead test. I think he does too. James Brighton, peanuts with no teeth. That's going to hurt coming. It's going to be solid, isn't it? Tony, hello Liam, alright mate. Great win, just on the way back. Osula. Ian Robson, some of the best away fans this year. They were decent, weren't they? Don Miley to start, not for me. I don't know who he starts ahead of. Princess Sophie, oh well, Willock. Yeah, possibly. Princess Sophie, like the little snippet showing us the lads doing warm downs or training. Oh, it's good to see. I'll try and get as much as I can. Try to see, is there anybody else? Sven Botman's still out there. If he kicks in action, I'll try and, before I get kicked out, I will show you. Apples, I noticed that about Delap. Probably mulling over his options. I'm sure will should we look like a decent one. I think so too. John on the radio, always new players as ready to freshen up, need to freshen up. Graham Towler, Osula in Wilson now, and I think that does open up the question marks, because Wilson has not impressed when he's been given the opportunity. Look, he's coming into games where the game is dead, but Will Osula did exactly the same and brought a spark, which is all you need from your substitutes. It's probably what Miley hasn't done. It's probably what Gordon hasn't really done, which is why he probably stays in as Barnes. He hasn't been able to force Barnes back out, even though Gordon for me is the man on that left hand side. And it's probably why Callum Wilson is getting so much stick, because he's not coming into games even though the game's dead and giving a spark. And what Osula did was grasp that opportunity. It did. Look, against limited opposition, game was already won, but Callum Wilson came into the same game and didn't have the same impact. So what do you say about that? Right, half an hour down, I've got through your comments. Shall we give you a last little spin of everything going on? Because it sounds like it got a bit dodgy and political a little bit there. I don't mind the odd political conversation, but not for here. Anyway, we've got another one. Jada Quasi. What do you think? Who do you think is going to win? Going to win this? Newcastle. And who do I think is possibly to win the Champions League race? I think it'll be Newcastle and Forest. I actually do. Shares well put about Osula taking his chance, and he did. Yeah, Deck, you spin me right round, baby. You spin me right round, baby. Love it. Apples, that Osula shot that nearly killed off Bruno was going into. Oh, is that who it hit? Bruno. I thought it hit somebody. Jules, thanks as always for these shows, Liam. Like, comment, share, subscribe from El Stablein. Brian Lyde Knoxnard. If Isak played on the 6-yard box, he would have a 2 or 3 tap-ins. He would have today. He was dropping the left a lot. Right. We've done the silliness, we've had the silly questions, we've had the debate, you've watched the match. Thank you so much, everybody, for the comments that you guys have put in. Thank you so much for the donations from the 2 lads today. Top stuff. Thank you so much. And it goes into the pot to get the lads to Singapore and then South, and they said North Korea. I'm not going to send them there, don't worry. South Korea after that as well. Right. Good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you're watching this around the world. Thanks so much for getting involved. This has been the Geordie Journos, over and out.